Hey guys, I look like an alien today. So I promise I'll look better in a second, but you just have to deal with this for a minute while I ramble. So for this week's video, I'd originally planned to do a vlog of my Reputation tour experience, so to speak, in Indy this past weekend. And I had this really grand plan. I was really excited about what I was going to do. I was going to do something differently than I'd done in Columbus. Essentially, my plan was to do sort of like, how do I explain this? So to me, and to I think a lot of people, going to a Taylor Swift show is more than just watching the show. Like, it's about kind of the whole experience of the thing, whether that's, you know, getting ready for the show, picking out your outfit, like getting there early, walking around, seeing people's costumes, like taking note of all the things that are going on and all the people that are there, and just kind of getting the vibe of like the whole concert experience, not just the show itself. And I really wanted to capture that as much as I could in a video. Like in the past, pretty much all I've done is maybe you'll see me get ready and then it skips right to like my footage of the actual concert. And while I love doing that, and while I think you guys like that, especially those of you who can't go to a concert, you love being able to see like the actual, you know, show itself, like that's great. I love sharing that with you. But it eliminates the entire element of like getting to go there and just be in the thick of it and experience just the vibe of the place, so to speak. And I had a whole plan. Like I was going to get there early. I was going to just walk around and like take video of just like what was happening, like people waiting in line for drinks, like people's great costumes, people walking to the stadium, like just hanging out with their friends, singing along to, you know, the music that was playing, and reacting to the videos that were playing before the show started and all that sort of thing. But some things happened and I filmed some of me getting ready, but then my camera died and I was in a rush because I fell asleep, I took a nap, and then I was just in a hurry to get ready. I was already late, and then I started driving downtown to go to the show and did not anticipate the amount of traffic. Like I knew there would be traffic, but I didn't know how much traffic there would be, and I just didn't plan accordingly, and I didn't get to park where I wanted to, and I didn't get to go where I wanted to. I didn't get to the stadium until maybe like an hour, if not more, than I originally planned to, and just pretty much nothing worked out the way that I wanted to, which seems to be the theme of things in my life, but that's a whole nother story. So unfortunately I didn't get to do the video that I originally intended to do, which is why this is going up not on my normal Tuesday, and why it's not what I intended. And I know, I think I told you guys that I was going to do a vlog, and I really apologize. You know, it all just conspired against me, unfortunately. So what I thought I would do instead is kind of sit here with you, get ready, and show you basically the makeup that I wore on that day, which was very glittery, very fun. I really actually loved it. I got really excited maybe like the morning of the show. I was like, you know, I need glitter. I just want to wear glitter, and I don't have glitter, so I went out and bought stuff to do my makeup differently. And you know, after I finished it, I really liked it, and I was bummed that I couldn't wear it again. So I figure, you know, why not just get ready now, show you guys what I did. I get a chance to wear it again, which I'm down for, and then I can just kind of talk to you about the show itself. So hopefully that's okay. That's a good like middle ground here. I'll try to fit in. I do have some clips of the show that I'll try to fit in if I mention them. Let's get started. I already have my foundation on. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, which is great for concerts because it sticks through sweat, through oil, through water, whatever. Like, it's on, it lasts, it's there. I also have the Tarte Shape Tape concealer on, so I'm very full coverage, which is why I look like an alien, more so than usual. So normally I would do my eyeshadow first before I did any of this, just because it's very glittery and it's gonna get all over my face. But so now that I'm here, I'm just gonna like finish up my face. That's cool, and then we'll move on to the eyes, which I know is the most exciting part, but we're gonna do that last. So I'm gonna go in Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and just contour a bit. And if I forget to mention anything, I'll try and link everything down below. I'm not a beauty guru. If I forget, I apologize. So I'm not sure if you saw my last, I think it was my concert vlog, and I think I did maybe a video either before or after that. I talked a lot about my concert anxiety and how just like in situations like this where there's a lot going on, there's a lot of variables and nothing goes the way you intend it to, I get very stressed out. And actually, surprisingly, the day of this show, I was very excited because I actually felt excited. If you have anxiety, you probably maybe experience the same thing. I have a hard time differentiating between excitement and anxiety. So they have very similar symptoms of like, you know, your heart races, like you get just like adrenaline kind of. So because I'm so used to like anxiety and panic attacks, and that's kind of like my dominant function, to be honest, I have a hard time being excited about things because my mind like processes the same symptoms of excitement as anxiety, and I can't really always differentiate between the two, which is one of my biggest things with concerts and things like that, because I think I'm excited about things and I want to be excited about things, but I also feel anxious and I can't always tell the difference. But the day of this show, I felt really excited. I was meeting my friends there. I was meeting some of my family there. I had a plan for like where I was going to park and what I was going to do afterwards to get out of there fairly easily, because one of my biggest stressors with things like this is like, how am I going to get there? How am I going to leave? Like, especially leaving, because everyone comes at different times, but everyone leaves at essentially the same time, and they all go back to their cars and they all get in their cars and leave to go home, and it's just chaotic. Like when it's 60, 70,000 people all trying to leave a place at one time, it never goes well in my experience. The last concert I went to, I think I waited in a parking garage for an hour and a half. The last Taylor Swift concert I went to, I sat in a parking lot for about an hour and a half and then had another 2-hour drive home. And I was exhausted and I was really stressed because I was so exhausted, you know, and then you start worrying like, should I be driving? What, you know, is this dangerous? Like, am I putting people's lives at risk? Should I pull over? Should I get a hotel room? Anyway, this is how my brain works. Everything was fine that day. Like, I actually had an appetite, which is extremely rare. So like, I had an appetite, I was feeling well, I was feeling excited, I wasn't feeling nervous at all. I had a plan for where I was gonna go. It was all gonna be just perfectly fine, until it wasn't. I sat downtown in traffic, just like through green lights. Like 3 green lights would pass and I'd still be stuck in the same spot. I mean, it was just like, it was terrible. And I should have anticipated that, because there's like some 70,000 people all going to the same place and trying to park in the same area. And it should have been evident to me, but it was not. So this is what I get for not being anxious. Now I'm going to use this Becca Sunrise bronzer thing on my face, obviously. But anyway, I was fine all day, and then I start getting stressed, and then once you're stressed, it's kind of hard to stop being stressed until you get home and sleep, in my experience. So unfortunately, I spent kind of the entire show just worrying about, okay, how am I gonna get back to my car? Do I remember where I parked? Because I got out of my car so fast, I didn't pay enough attention. Like, what if I can't find my car? Who am I gonna walk back to my car with? Is it safe? Like, should I be worried? Should I, you know, ask someone to walk me back? But then, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm probably just giving everyone anxiety as I talk. But yeah, anyway, I struggled through the whole show, which is really unfortunate because I have a hard time enjoying concerts anymore. Not that I don't enjoy watching them, like especially Taylor Swift concerts. They're my favorite thing in the entire world. Like, if you've ever been to a really good concert before, you might have experienced just, you kind of lose track of everything that's happening around you, and you're only paying attention to the person performing in front of you, and it kind of just becomes this like emotional, all-encompassing kind of experience where you almost like leave your body. I get that way with like some movies and TV shows sometimes, or if you listen to a really good song, like you can almost just get lost and forget to be in your own head. And I love those moments because I don't get them very often. Again, as someone with anxiety, I rarely get out of my own head and not pay attention to literally everything else and only the one thing that I want to be paying attention to. And for some reason, when I went to 1989, it was really easy for me to do. Like, I went to a few shows. There was one where I struggled a little bit, but for the most part, like, I loved those shows because I just went in, and for 2 hours, I was just like dialed into what was happening. That was the only thing I cared about. I wasn't paying attention to anyone around me except Taylor Swift in front of my face. But unfortunately, I did not get this luxury this time. I was with some of my family and I was just worried, like, are they having a good time? I was with some younger kids. I'm like, are they okay? They look tired, they look sick, is something wrong? There were like drunk people behind me and they were like almost hitting me in the face half the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna get hit. What's gonna happen? Like, are they gonna hit me too hard one time when, you know, their arm flies out in some acrobatic move? You know, and I'm worried about how I'm gonna get home, all this stuff. And unfortunately, like, I just couldn't get in the moment. And it's really frustrating when you like spend so much time anticipating this show happening and you're really excited about it, and then it just, you can't enjoy it. But I'm gonna stop talking about anxiety now because I've talked about it enough. I wish you were here so I could ask you what you wanted to know about the show. So I'm just gonna tell you my favorite parts. I love just the whole beginning of the show, like when she's on her main stage before she goes to the B stage. I feel like she plays all of her like most upbeat, some of my favorite songs. Like she does Ready for It, she does I Did Something Bad, which I think actually that's, I Did Something Bad is my favorite performance. If you can find that one online, I'll insert a clip if I have it. But that's the best performance in my opinion. Anyway, and then she sings Delicate as she goes over to her first B stage, and when she did that, she was pretty much right in front of us, like, just like, right there. Here's me. There's Taylor Swift. Hello, goodbye.
Is it cool that I said all that? Is it too soon to do it this way? 'Cause I know that it's delicate. Isn't it, isn't it,
really good seats. We were in the 6th row of the first like bowl, right next to the stage. So every time she came over to like one of the sides, she was like extremely close to us. What else can I tell you about? Well, I put on my Champagne Pop highlights. Ba-bam! So this year, well, she always does like a surprise acoustic song. She did it last tour, but it was mostly, she kind of rotated a few different ones, I think, if I remember correctly. But this tour, for kind of the first time ever, she's been playing a lot of her older songs that she's either never played before or hasn't played just in years. And it's been really exciting just to like, you know, be able to see these videos and see her perform things that she just hasn't performed in a really long time. My Columbus show, she played Sparks Fly, which was awesome. I loved that one. And then for Indy, she played Forever and Always, which she has not played since, what is that, Fearless Tour? It was really cool, and it's funny because I think I was sitting around a lot of people that just didn't know that song, and to be one of the people that's standing there like singing along with this song, which was a lot of people, it was pretty loud. It just like, it makes you feel really cool, for lack of a better term, like to know that you're someone that's stuck around with this one artist for so long that like she can play a song from like 4 albums ago and you know all the words, and there are so many people in this room with you that know all the words, and it's a crazy feeling. It's really hard to describe. It's also really funny because I see on Facebook that like so many people I went to grade school or high school with were also at this show, and you're kind of like, you used to make fun of me because I liked Taylor Swift and now you're going to a Taylor Swift concert, and life is a funny thing. I'm gonna zoom you in, maybe just a little bit, and go in with this Urban Decay Naked eyeshadow. I hope I'm in focus. I'm a beauty guru. It's a fact. I kept it fairly simple. I'm just going for like a neutral brown color just because I'm using this glitter, which is kind of a bronzy, taupey type of color. So I just kept it simple. I like to keep it simple. Also, someone asked me on my last vlog to catch the 1, 2, 3 Let's Go Bitch in Delicate, and whoever that was, I got you. I'm gonna insert that clip right here. I got you. I got that video. I'm gonna put that in.
We can't make any promises now, can we, babe? But you can make me a dream.
That whole meme is hilarious to me. I can't imagine those of you who are watching this right now don't know about it, and someone's gonna get really mad at me. It was either started on Tumblr or Twitter. I want to say it was Twitter just because I remember seeing people on Twitter being mad that someone said it was started on Tumblr. But regardless, someone went to the show and recorded the beginning of Delicate and screamed 1, 2, 3 let's go bitch, like at the top of her lungs at that point in Delicate, and it kind of just spread like wildfire. I really love it. Like, it's just those little things that start off as such little things and then just grow to be like an entire community of people that know about it. And again, it's kind of one of the things I love about Taylor Swift shows, because especially now as her albums get bigger, like it brings a lot of people, as you know, the internet refers to them, locals. It brings a lot of people that are recent fans, and that's fine. Like, you know, that's a good thing. But I love that there are points in her show that are just so much for those of us who are either, you know, super into like the online fandom community, or those of us who've been sticking around for so long. Like, there's just little things throughout that show that make us feel special, and I love that. You know, she'll thank the people that have been fans of her for 10 plus years. She'll thank the people that have just been a fan since that day. She'll thank the people that hang out with her on Tumblr or Twitter or Instagram, or, you know, the people that go to meet her before shows and all of this stuff. And I just think it's really cool. But I love Taylor Swift, so I'm biased. All right, guys, we're gonna go in with the glitter. It's time. It's happening. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in Smoky Storm. It's like this bronzy, taupey, glittery color. I love it so much. I'm not normally like a big eyeshadow glitter person, but you know, there's a time and occasion. Anyway, I'm essentially just going to paint it on my eyeball, and it's very wet, so you have to be careful not to like open your eye too much. And then you can give yourself, as it dries, some more layers, but essentially this is how it goes. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about. I feel like a common question would be what of her tours are my favorite, or which ones I've gone to. So I'll just talk about that. Sorry, I have a hard time doing 2 things at once, apparently. I've been to all of her tours. I hardly remember Fearless. I do remember I went with my mom and my sister, and wherever my sister worked at the time, they had one of those suites where they're kind of like the separate rooms that are kind of blocked off from the other seats. So we got to go, I think, for free. I remember next to nothing about the show itself, other than at one point in the show, she comes up and starts playing in the crowd, and she was maybe like a couple rows over from us, like not super far at all. and we thought that was pretty cool. And the only other thing I remember is that my sister wanted to leave early to beat traffic, and I never got over it because I missed the whole ending with the rain, which I didn't know at the time because I didn't know anyone else that went to that show, and you know, the internet wasn't a thing that I was on, at least. So I didn't know that I missed it until years later when everyone talks about the Fearless Tour and how there was this iconic rain shower at the end of it, and I realized that I never saw that. I went to a Speak Now show where I was really close. I think me and my friend were 4th, 5th, 6th row, like right on the aisle, like right in front of her face. I also went to a Red show. All of these were at, we're in Indianapolis, by the way. I went to a Red show. It was like a day or two before my 18th birthday. My most vivid memory from that show is that we were parched. Like, I remember we were so thirsty, but neither of us wanted to leave to go get water, and we weren't smart enough to get water before the show had started. So we just, like, by the middle of the show, we were both extremely dehydrated. Looking back now, it was probably dangerous, because we were really dehydrated. Okay, I got a snack, and now we're back. So I did do black eyeliner on the day of, and I wanted to do a full-on wing, but I was kind of terrified. So I kind of just kept it as simple as I possibly could, because black eyeliner scares me. Just a fair warning, if you ever recreate this, which I doubt you will. This glitter, like, it is hard to put eyeliner over top of it because it does kind of catch on it, and you can't really get the most even line. Granted, I'm not sure anyone would notice, but just a heads up, it's a thing. This is much thicker than I had it on Saturday also, but I was a little more timid when I, you know, had things to do. And today I'm going a little hard. This is really irrelevant to both my makeup and the Reputation tour, but I just finished watching Big Little Lies. I always wanted to catch that show, but for some reason, like, Netflix and Hulu are always on the top of my mind as like places to go for TV shows, so I always kind of forget that I can look other places. And it's been in the back of my mind for a while. I was going to watch it the last time I finished a show, and I ended up watching The Fosters, which I really liked as well. You crazy person! Get down! And I really liked it, but I struggle watching, like, I don't watch or read these like mystery thriller books because every time, without fail, I guess what happens. Like, almost to the T, I guess what happens, because I'm too in tune with like storytelling devices and like red herrings. And and yeah, I ended up pretty much guessing almost to a T. There were a couple of things like that came just out of nowhere, which obviously you can't guess as well, which is fine. Those make it better for me. But it was still really, really good. There's just so many like good actors and characters in that show that even if you know what happens, I do still think it's really good, but unfortunately it's only 7 episodes, so I watched it in like 2.5 days. So if you have any other show recommendations for me, I'm always looking for suggestions. Anyway, we should probably get back to Taylor Swift chat because that's what this video is about. If you have a show coming up or you went to a show recently, let me know. I would love to hear about it. And if you have any tricks for overcoming concert anxiety, please let me know. Also, I'm curious, where, when you go to a show, do you prefer to sit? Because I tend to be one of the ones I want to sit up closer to the main stage, but it seems like this tour there've been a ton of people that intentionally sit towards the B stage, and from what I could tell, they didn't look like they were cheaper. So I'm curious, like, what your reasoning was, like why you wanted to be by the B stage, if you just thought, if they were, I mean, I guess when you bought tickets, you probably didn't know what songs were over there, unless maybe like you knew the acoustic songs would be over there. I know some people went over for like the barricade once they found out she walked from one B stage to the other. By the way, there's a cat. But I'm just curious, like, what's your favorite vantage point? Is it like head on facing from the front? Is it being like on the side by where I am? Do you like being on the floor by the stage, by the B stage? What's your preferred seating arrangement? All right, before my camera dies again, I'm gonna go in with some Bare Minerals lip colors. This is Borderline Pencil and XYZ liquid lip. It's like my favorite combo. Also, let me know, what your favorite song is that she plays if you've been to a show, and what song do you wish she played that she didn't? I'd be curious to know that as well. For me, I said my favorite song she plays is I Did Something Bad. My favorite song she doesn't play. I really hoped, I missed her doing like All Too Well on the B stage for her surprise song. I know she plays that a lot anymore, but it's one of my all-time favorites. I also would have loved to have Wonderland, or really or This Love. I love This Love so much. I'm like bobbing my scrunchie. Really any of the songs from 1989, which she plays a fair few, thankfully. 1989 is my favorite. Anyway, guys, that's it. This is my finished look. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little like concert look recreation, and talking a little bit about Taylor Swift and my concert anxiety and the rep tour and a few other things. I always have fun just sitting down and chatting with you all about stuff, so I'm glad we got to do that today. So yeah, I hope you liked it. If there's any other videos or stuff you want to see in the future, please let me know. And with that, I guess I will see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.